huge embarrassment for Melania Trump. You know how that documentary about her is coming out? Well, it turns out the director, Brett Ratner, just showed up in the DOJ's newly released Jeffrey Epstein files.
Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents.
Dude, I thought that was finished, bro. What is going on with Trump, right? Like, bro, what world does he live in? Dude, it's like you campaigned for an entire year about these files. You're going to release them. You had the photo ops at the White House. You got Pam Bondi going on Fox News twice a day. Everybody's talking about it. You hired the biggest Epstein conspiracy theorists to be your FBI leaders. And then the minute they get a look at the shit, you say, oh, this doesn't exist. There's not even a fucking, who's Epstein? I never heard of the guy. I never met an Epstein, right? It's a hoax, dude. Like, bro, Trumpy, let me just spell it out for you there, diaper boy. We're going to be talking about this shit until the day you die, motherfucker. There is, right? You know what I mean? This ain't going away, boss. This is going to be like your STDs, boss. It's going nowhere. This shit's going to flare up until the end of time, homie. Okay? Dude, what is he doing? Dude, he wants to talk about ships. No one cares about ships, bro. Dude, these AI photos are killing me, boss. Oh my God, dude. Look at this shit. That's funny. I will say, I saw somebody say that Clinton is like a pedophile kamikaze, which is true. I mean, let me just put it to you this way, guys. If Clinton is guilty and he's going down, you can most certainly know that he's taking Trump with him. Now, my thing is this. Is I don't know. I kind of assume that Clinton was probably fucking around with someone in Epstein's orbit. I don't know if it was the underagers or not. But what I do know is this. I do know is that there is no testimony. And I'm not saying this exonerates Bill because he may have been better at hiding it. But there is no testimony anywhere in the entire Epstein thing where any victim or any FBI informant or any person on the ground has said Clinton hooked up with one of these girls. There's none of that. There's no Jane Does who have filed against Clinton. None of it. There's some photos with Bill, and there's been a lot of insinuation, but there's been no testimony, okay? Now, with Trump, there were 9 Jane Does, 9 that filed lawsuits against Trump, 9 of them regarding him hooking up with underage girls. The original reporter in 1996, Maria Farmer, talked about Trump with the FBI, okay? So there's been a long history, and Michael Wolff has said he's seen photos of Trump with, topless girls, teen girls at Epstein's pool, which, with the Epstein email that said Trump got so excited with the girls in the pool, he walked right into the glass door. You think, wow, maybe that's the same day. Maybe Trump walking into the glass door because he was so excited about those topless teens. And the day he got photoed with those teens laughing at him, maybe that was the same event. There's some circumstantial evidence that leads us to believe that maybe Trump's in there. Now, somebody brought up Melania. But guys, we got to talk about Melania, okay? Because look at this, guys, okay? I mean, again, birds of a feather. Here's the scoop. All right, here's Melania Trump. We're going to let her little documentary that's coming out play in the background, right? Oh, big documentary, January 30th. Oh, the Melania story. You know who directed this thing, guys? Do you know who directed this movie? Melania's big movie? I'll tell you who directed it. Brett Ratner. Okay? And who is Brett Ratner? Brett Ratner is a well-known Hollywood rapist. Okay? This guy has multiple rape accusations from multiple women. across spanning like 15 years. He's like a miniature Harvey Weinstein.
Huge embarrassment for Melania Trump. You know how that documentary about her is coming out? Well, it turns out the director, Brett Ratner, just showed up in the DOJ's newly released Jeffrey Epstein files. Ratner is pictured with a shirtless Jean-Luc Brunel, Epstein's close associate, later charged with sex trafficking, and someone who offed themselves just a couple years after Jeffrey Epstein while awaiting trial. This is the guy that the Trumps chose to tell Melania's story. You are the company you keep. This is who they are.
Okay? He is a dirt ball. He's got a long history of this shit. A lech. That's who they got to tell Melania's story. Again, it is like, dude, here he is, Brett Ratner. It says a controversial filmmaker. Yeah, he's controversial, all right. Dude, he's controversial because he's a fucking racist, bro. He's another one. There he is, dude. He even looks like Harvey Weinstein. He dropped his libel suit against one of his accusers. This was during Trump's first term. This all came out around Me Too. Dude, this guy is smarm. I mean, this guy has had a history of this shit. So again, Melania Trump has her big documentary, this huge thing coming out. Oh, I'm telling my story, right? I can't even do her accent. I'm telling my story. I can't speak like Melania. She has been in America for 30 fucking years. You still can't understand her, okay? But who does she get to tell her Melania story? She gets a rapist to tell her story, bro. Like, that's what she does, okay? She gets a rapist to tell her story. Why is everybody in their realm a sex predator, okay? Trump is a sex predator. Hegseth is a sex predator. RFK Jr. is a sex predator. Corey Lewandowski was a sex predator, okay? Brett Kavanaugh, fucking Clarence Thomas. I mean, Matt Gaetz. Right? It's like Robert Morris, his spiritual advisor, like everybody in Trump's orbit is a sex predator. Russell Brand. I mean, Russell Brand is like a new converting one, right? Because that's what happens with when people commit rapes, they switch to the Republican Party. That's right. Steve Bannon. I don't know. Are there any charges with Steve Bannon? I don't know if there are, but he's just smarmy. But yeah, you have Nicki Minaj. She's got a sex predator, a husband and brother, and now she's a MAGA. Woody Allen, sex predator to Mike Johnson with his son's phone vibrating off the hook every time Mike Johnson hits the Grindr profile. Like, my God, dude, it's like, I would like to be a Republican. They're like, do you have any sexual offenses? No, I don't. Sorry. You got to go to the Democrats. You haven't been charged with grape. You can't be in the party. Jesus. And they're the people who say that they're Christians. They say that they're like, right? They say they're Christians. They're the party of family values. Yeah, the party of family values. If your family is fucking Ted Bundy, you shitheads. Dude, I'm serious. My God, bro. It is like, dude, it is literally what you do, right? Once you get busted for like massive fraud, like Rick Scott, or you commit a grape, all you have left is the Republican Party.